Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome. We're back with some more Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Last episode, we created our character. Now we've kicked off the game. We got our little servitors running through. Mine is there. Keeping an eye on things. One of them anyway. Got the spectacular cathedral here. I mean, everything's a cathedral in this game.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
All right, choices and dialogues. You are in dialogue. Here you can learn more about current events, influence the character you're speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal choice depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking left mouse on it, or by pressing the corresponding digit on your keyboard. All right, well, we'll leave these up for a moment. I think I know the basics, but who knows? Something may have changed, right? Everything we played before was beta. Oh, my phone's beeping. I fed the dog and the cat, and I ordered my meal on DoorDash. I'm getting some Thai, some yellow curry. It's excellent from a local place here, so we may get the occasional beep as my my order progresses. All right, so we can say truly an awe-inspiring sight. Remember, we are actually. I know I said we were going to go heresy, but we're sanctioned, and we're kind of the For the Emperor style. So we are probably a more religious bent than I had originally intended for us to have with this character, but that's fine. Excess can be tiring at times. Ostentatious luxury. This is laughable pretense. Is it enough to make one think that the architect's meant to compensate rather than glorify? I'll just say truly an awe-inspiring sight. Let's keep things minimal. Let's not give anything away.
That is the purpose of all temples.
Exactly.
Of the Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
Fair enough.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Bows his head and focuses his attention to you. Now, I don't believe this was all voice acted last time we played. I'll be interested in seeing how much voice acting is into this. Like, how much have they done? Because it'd be great as a YouTuber, reading walls of text just gets to you, right? If you can play this with lots of voice acting, I'm all for it. Hover over the cursor over highlighted words. Yeah, we've already talked about that. Right, it'll give you a little pop-up, tell you a little bit about it. I'll just say my name is Abner, right? Abner. Nobody's scared of Abner. It gives nothing away.
My regards, Master. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that hard. I did the DNA test on Ancestry. I put it up there. You know, the link was easy to find. I did, over Thanksgiving, actually discover, although he discovered it a year prior, I just don't check my messages on Ancestry very often, that I do have a new first cousin that I didn't know about, based on the DNA. So, here we go. Life imitating art, art imitating life. I'm not sure which way we're going on this one. All right, Lord Captain. Why I'm aboard this vessel. Curious title, Master of Whispers. And we got more options. See, it gives us this little deal at the bottom. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Blunt and to the point. I don't know. Are we that person? Let's find out more about him than we're going to give to ourselves. Let's say, what are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
All right. You say I'm one of the heirs, so there are other candidates.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Okay. This is just to give you the lore, like what is a rogue trader if you're new to the franchise or whatever. Yep, I think we're just going to go on to what did you want?
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord's Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
All right. Desires to meet personally with you. Okay. Move your... Oh, well, there you go. Move your character by clicking left mouse on the screen. A symbol appear. Character move towards it. All right. Then we've got our journal here, and we're just following him. WASD moves us. I think Q and E rotates, but so does the middle mouse key.
Is there money to be made?
Interactable objects. Click left mouse to perform associated actions. Some are not always marked with icons, but the cursor changes when you hover over them. Hold tab to highlight objects you can interact with. Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
Autosave, that's good, because I hadn't thought to do that at the beginning here. Might have to see if we can get rid of the hood just so we can see our giant wig.
Von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Oh no, the servitors!
Run! The servitors have gone berserk! No mercy to those who oppose von Valencius.
Destroy the out-of-control servants. Alright, to survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize the combat system. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. You've been ambushed. Oh, that had to hurt. That smarts too. Okay, so he did an analysis, right? We talked about that with the operative. All battles in game are turn-based, take place in the grid. On your turn, character move, yada, 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 yada. Movement points determine how far you can move. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal costs 2. So essentially moving diagonal, it's 1.5, but you only get dinged for the second one. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. All right. What do we have as far as weapons go? All I have is my snub revolver at the moment. Allies in a circle gain 1 resolve. And we could do that. We only have the 1 ally at the moment. That's fine.
I'll make it happen.
Oh, we got that. I guess we could have got that person too, right? When you're ready to end your turn, press space. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to... What's the range of this? We're out of range, so we need to move at least two closer. right? And then we can pistol shot. Action points. Yeah. Totals determined at the bottom. Each one has an action point to it. Does it say where's the... Okay, so our action points are there, which of course we can't see with this up, but they would be right here. I think this is this, and the movement points is over here. Whoops. Single shot icon. Yep. Okay. All right. So this is ours. One creature, effective distance, hit chance, effective distance 75%, max distance 37. So we are 45% chance. So do we want to? We back out of that. Can we move forward one more? 75%. We were at max distance before. Now we're within effective distance. Let's take the shot. Big hit. And that's it. We used our points. And because we attacked, we can no longer move. So end our turn. Hopefully go after him and not me. He analyzes again. Joint analyst. I'm just going to shoot him. Oh, we missed! We missed! All right. All right. Equip your character with a decent weapon and place him on a vantage point. I have the weapon you gave me. Don't give me that crap. Abilities will improve weapon skill for improved marksmanship perception. All right. We're fine. Finish him for me, please. There we go. I got scared. He got close. Scarcely believe it on a day like this.
Poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
All right, so she shut down all the passages. Guards all come rushing in. Do I get to loot anybody?
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
All right. We can use map. There we go. I assume that way?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Wires are still smoldering. It seemed the cause of this malfunction was a short-circuiting of the motive force. Torrential sentry gun. Okay. Keep moving forward. Oh yeah, look at that. Lehman Russ. Yep. Exhibit is unfinished. Okay. Alright, they're not going to let us do that. I'm going to hit I real fast and see if we do have anything else. All we have is this little snub revolver. Yeah, that's it. We got nothing else. That is what we have. Doesn't help us much yet, but that's okay.
Keep your wits about you.
There we go. Oh, this one's not voice acted. All right, Edelthrod. This is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eyes flashing, and suggests an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described this situation, no worse than my seneschal would have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrod? I'm just going to quick survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrod, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of a parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrod, Theodora von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back, everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrod. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all matters of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Oppressive. Abner, approach and give me your answer. Alright, your character's skills reflect the knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed. Hidden dialogue is unlocked. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score selected to be given the passive skill test. Alright, consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6, new world on the fringes of the Cronus Expanse, high seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question is to you, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Alright, so we succeeded in our Xenos. These spirits could be the natives' names for dangerous allies, or aliens, excuse me. I'd first verify that is indeed the case and the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Or lore warp. There's ways to confirm whether that is what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. You'd use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there's sorcery. Reports of spirits sound like evidence of heresy. Must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall exterminate. Let's start with aliens. Well, you know what? No. I'm a psyker. I'm probably going to think psyker first. Let's go with that. Thorough but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who had served me well for many years. Yet you speak of several. Well, maybe. Edelthrod looks at you with the warmth of a snake. Sanctioned psykers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you, Abner, suggest that we use heretics who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which was more than you could do. Both servants the God Emperor and the Authority. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? Find your tone disagreeable? Shut your mouth. I'm just going to say I gave a straight answer. No, we'll go with this one. No, I'm going to go here. The color drains from Edelthrod's face as distorts his features further. Insolent, ignorant upstart, how dare you? Edelthrod, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior cognitator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me I forgot the time. He bows his head. He bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Checking my food. So Abner, why are you here? I don't know yet. I hope you will clarify that. Clarity, a luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not bother to explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valencius Massimo Afscaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Abner, are one of those with the Von Valencius blood in their veins and a rightful claim at this inheritance when the hour comes. One of. Does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrod may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his soldiers. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming bearer of the warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodore sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Vogtfir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Oh. The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name Von Valencius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be at least. If you're satisfied with Edelthrod, then what sense is there in having it? Why are you wasting your time on me? Impatience. I'm rather fond of impatient people. They're not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrod as my successor, I still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Coronis Expanse. They did say it's hard to get a psyker, right? It says in your profile that you bear the brand of sorcery, albeit sanctioned sorcery that is permitted in the service of the Imperium. I am accustomed to the presence of psychers at my side. More than that, I value their unique abilities highly. Perhaps that is why I am so intrigued by Edelthrod's candidacy, a rogue trader psyker that could achieve great things indeed. That's why I'm intrigued by Edelthrod. Oh, so Edelthrod is also one. A rogue trader psyker could achieve great things indeed. However, psykers are fragile creatures, and as such, I would rather have a replacement standing ready in the event of something happens to Edelthrod. Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the Von Valencius army. Oh, okay. May I ask questions now? I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation of warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during the maintenance, or it could be a warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there's something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Theodora laughs nonchalantly. Adelard. The gray-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread by the uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrod. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Okay, where's the ship headed? The Rykod system on the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Cronus Expanse, and each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps one day you will assist House Von Valencius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. Affluence. There we go. I think that's the better way to say that. I set the course for Rykod on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose of the voyage, but now is not the time. All right. In that case, I shall head to... Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Vox cast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbances reported on the adjacent checks. Seneschal, if the need arrives, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. traitors. Heretics. Time to die. You've been ambushed. The battle begins. Alright, all combatants act in turns and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen from top to bottom. The character at the bottom goes first, then the one above it. So, Theodora, then Abelard, Mort, yada yada yada. Then eventually I get to go. Alright, got it. Start the battle. She takes cover. Abelard runs forward. Oh, cleave. Yes, good job, Abelard. And he's able to move again. Get another one. Mort. Oh, yeah. He must have been the one with all the weapons. I don't remember. Was Mort in there last time? Does he die in this? I don't remember him as a character. I mean, they gave him a description. Said he was a dude filled with lots of weapons. All right. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind by marked with a shield. Characters will not receive a bonus if attacked from the side, not protected. Okay. So we can go here. We've got you, and you back that direction. 4 guys that way. We've got 3 more up here. No cover if we move up to there. Go here maybe. I'm trying to make sure. What is my range? So I need to move forward 2 just to be in range, but that would put me in extreme range with this. What if I go to... What if I go to, like, here? Then we pop this. Okay. There's not much cover to be had anywhere. Then I go to here to get cover from those guys. There's a lot of people that can see me, but we'll do what we can. 86% chance.
Another enemy down.
Probably should have shot at that guy since he's the one that might go around my cover. We got a critical hit. All right. Crit damage is 150% of normal damage. Yep. Got it. End our turn. All right. He did move back to give us cover. Shot at somebody else. Assume they're going to go after Abelard. Abelard.
Just a minor setback.
You got a parry off. And they don't like him at all, do they? Oh, yeah. I think that was a plasma. All right, he's under
Reduced to dust.
+1 resolve. Every additional stack. Okay.
I took care of this one.
So we got a Scorcha, a Melta, excuse me, and a plasma pistol of some sort. Your character's received a temporary positive effect from allies. Such effects enhance your character's ability in combat. You can move your cursor over the effects icon next to your character portrait. All right, so we've got Word of the Emperor, which I cast, and we've got Kill Them, plus 50% ballistic skill. All right, well, I think we're just going to shoot this guy then.
I'll see to it personally.
And we missed again. We missed on our second shot every time, apparently. Oh well, even with the bonus. That's okay. We killed one. We gave some people some bonuses. Mort manages to avoid that. Theodora plasmas him in the face. Abelard, I assume, is going to finish this dude. There we go. Victory is ours. Glory to the Emperor. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you. Clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse son survive. Rogue Trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when this gun burst onto the deck, Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of serenity offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox's hand. All you hear is lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected with what is transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox. We'll investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments, try to assess the situation. What are your orders? Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. Be quick about it. I didn't see which direction he ran. Alright, find the Arch-Militant. The officer's deck is under attack by an unknown enemy, so Arch-Militant Mort has left to clear the way to the lift. Time to find him and find out the cause of the delay. All right, so let's check our map. I guess we'll go this way. Is there anybody we can loot? No.
Is there money to be made?
Abner and Abelard. We are gonna be a match made in heaven. Dark Enforcers, they're shooting up that way. Email I don't care about on my phone if the beep came through. I assume that that's... yeah, that's raised. That would go down to that. Okay. There we go. Who's that? Oh, is that the Master of Whispers? Yeah. Kunrad. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Kunrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Pulls out his Vox. Hurriedly reports on the situation. Master's Whispers. What is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent, the Vox Master is not responding, armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Has some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. I have not yet received word from the engineering regarding any Geller field failures. The communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests the outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. If this is a case of warp madness, the situation is dire. You don't know the half of it. There's only one thing worse than the warp addling the brains of our crew, and that's the warp itself crawling all over our decks. Bah! I shouldn't even think about it. It's bad luck. Your orders, Lord Captain? First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Edelthrod, where is he? I must know as he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp can pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen and their improvised weapons. What about me? I guess she knows where I am. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrod immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Abner. If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrod back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrod's psyker powers. Alright, I'm going with him. Then it's settled. Abner, find Edelthrod and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers on the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? Hear and obey. Then move out. Mort, come. Alright, hold on a second. I actually did get an important message. Well, my food is 10 minutes later than it was, but that's not really... I mean, that's something. I have, I could just edit this out, but I'm just going to tell you about it. The school I work out is having an open house for the campus I work on tomorrow. It's an all-day thing. I'm probably going to be there for about 12 hours, from about 8 to 8. We got 750 local school kids, high schoolers mostly, probably maybe some middle schoolers, scheduled to come in and tour all of the campus. And then we open in the evening. It's open to the public, and everybody can come in. I teach welding and work in a welding shop. And it's going to be a long day. And I want to run a couple weld simulators, and that's going to need some help to help people use them. So I'm trying to get some students to volunteer to help, and I've offered them extra credit for either my class or the other teachers' classes. And I have a student who would like extra credit in the other teacher's class, which is fine. We're both good with it. And he's just asking when he should be there. Of course, whenever you have time. Oops, I can't. I hit an enter. The problem is my fingers are too fat for keyboards. I could use you. Could use you. There we go. Use your help. I will be there from 8 to 8. There we go. And assuming I get this posted tonight, which is Thursday the 6th? Hold on. The 7th, December 7th. Day that will live in infamy. And you happen to be in the Monterey County area, Hardnell College, East Al South Campus. Feel free to stop by, say hi, see the welding shop. Yeah, all right. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not have proper gear. I am the more important person here. You can go in front. Relying on you is fraught with risk. Let's not tip our hand. Let's just say, lead the way. Of course you will. He rummages through his pocket. Lady Thorda would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant. Uh-oh, what does that mean? With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. No! Ugh, it's food poisoning. I promised you a special destiny, Abner. It is time to fulfill it. I don't think somebody named Abner gets a special destiny. That seems weird. Character falls unconscious to receive a trauma. This reduces their characteristics or inflicts additional negative effects. We need to get ourselves a giant force sword. Force axe. Force hammer. Something. So we can start hitting people in the face. Hey, don't kick me.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
I don't know. Psychic power? Touches something sharp. Void Fear somehow sensed a shift in the warp and delivered a preemptive strike. The blade flashes in a dim light. The drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Skill tests. One of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test. Unlike passive tests, they're which are made automatically. In this case, you can decide whether or not to select the option, and the consequences will depend. All right, success depends on the dialogue you develop. All right, so we could fight the voices in my head. Huh. Yep, we'll just... I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding... Apparently he's saying this. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and make you take a step towards the gates. Alright, well, that's fine. We fought. Oh. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built in the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from the lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two amber-like irises. We got tech use. Not... Oh, it's actually not terrible. We got a 70% chance. We'll go and examine it. We succeeded. We got 20 experience. It's worth it just for that. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator, which catches your eye, and it's a strange alloy is used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidfair wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Well... Place your hand on the... look around. Anything be used as a weapon. You look around. The search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty in perfect working condition. An area, broken panel, or protruding piece of rebar in sight. Now, let's give it a go. Sentinel's jaws clamp on your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark blood drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you'd catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this had ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whatever it is, you can clear every word. Yes. I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity encoiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
In dialogue. Uh-oh. Oh!
Well, there is still another way.
And the coward runs. Alright. The warrant chamber has opened its doors for the dynasty heir. It's time to make sure the sacred warrant of trade is safe. Let's go in here. We're not going to go too much longer. I'm going to do what? Hold on. Let's see what quick save is. That might be a good option. I should also turn on my light. Hold on a second. I realized I wasn't sure that my porch light was on for the delivery man. Or woman, I don't know what, but my food was there. They just dropped it off and the car was pulling away. So it was on. I didn't make them deliver in the dark. All right. I am looking for, all right, display, brightness, graphics. That all looks fine. Controls. I'm looking for a quick save. Party select, dialogue, consumables. Huh. Quick save. F5. I started to hit it, and then I wasn't 100% sure. There we go. Those are the doors we just came in. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, and bestow to be a paragon of humanity and broken by adversity, walk bravely into darkness, unite the claim, and claim that was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, walk steadily down the road of thorns, through pain and darkness. Sorry, I missed a little bit of that. I didn't expect to have to go quite so fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What? Who addresses me? I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
All right.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's Vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valencius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
All right, what madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Oh, there we go. Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by. Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
All right. As the game unfolds, you'll see notifications top of the screen indicating the status of your current objective and has been updated, and new information has been added to your journal. You can open the journal by pressing J. Journal entries help you track the current events and guide your character. Rumors and contracts will also contain important information. You'll learn more about them later. All right, I'm going to hit F5 here. We'll do a quick save. And we'll be back next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Cheers.